Welcome to Life and Business, a podcast where we talk about life, business, money, and how these elements are intertwined in the everyday life. My name is Rosa Camero, your host, plus I am an entrepreneur, a mother, a wife, an immigrant, business mentor, and CEO and founder of Rosa Films and Marketing. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Life and Business. My name is Rosa Camero, and today we're going to talk about knowing if your potential client is interested in your services. How can you know that this person you're talking to is interested in what you're selling? Sales is a process that can be a little tricky. No one teaches us how to sell. And when you start a business, when you have a business, that's the most important part for a business to grow and to actually make some money. If you don't make money, then business is not working. And then you have to do something else because you want to make money and you know what you're doing and you want to do this 100% of your time. Then this means that you have to master sales, even though you don't like it. Because in the beginning, you don't have people to help you. If you are starting by yourself, unless you have an investor, or unless you are an investor and you have enough money to actually start your own company, and then you have people to help you, then then I will tell you that maybe you don't need to sell, but yes, you need to sell anyway, because you need to sell the idea and you need to sell what you're doing. So sales is super important. And it's something that in a lot of places in the world is not seen in a very good way. So, for example, I'm from Mexico and we don't talk about money. We don't talk about sales and selling things. It's not it's not seen in a good way. And it's like, why? Now that I am in the other side, it's like sales is the most important in a company. If you don't have sales, if you don't have money, the business doesn't work. Business doesn't go where you want to go. So you have to make sure that you have a clear process how to sell more and how to earn money. One of the questions is, how do I know this client it's interested? But first, another question that they ask me is, how do I close this? Like, I always when I'm teaching and I'm mentoring other business owners, because they are on social media, they think they are already selling. That's part of the process of marketing, to attract people, but it's not selling. And for example, I always say in my webinars or when I'm talking to people, when I'm teaching my own formula that I have, a formula I have created and mastered during the last 5 years. That is connecting, selling with this, and closing the deal. So I attract them, or they attract me anyway, and then we have and then we have a call. So the best way to connect with people is obviously social media. But because I say I close a client on Instagram, or I close a client on LinkedIn, or I close a client through email, that doesn't mean that I close it in that channel. That means that she or he found me there, or I found them there, and then they were interested in my services. We have a call. So we had a call, and then they were interested in my services and they bought from me. So if you are selling high-end products, and if you're selling not a very cheap service, then most likely you need to talk to them. You need to have a call. You need to make sure that they want to buy from you before you start working in the project. So have everything ready, so you know if they are interested in working with you. So having these calls can be, they can be really tricky, really like weird, because you actually talk to strangers and you need to offer your services, and you need to make sure that you are in control of the call. If you're not, then you have to make sure that then you respect your time and you jump to something else. Okay, so you're already connected with that person. They are ready. They want to know more about your services. They want to have a call, or you invite them for a call. So you want to make sure if they are interested. So this is the time. So you have that call with them. It can be either a virtual call. It can either be a in-person call. The process is it's almost the same. And if this person is interested, you will have time to have your time to introduce yourself. So this is the pitch. You're selling when your selling point, or you start selling when you start talking about what you do, but not in a way that you offering, but you're just explaining what you do in a very short introduction of yourself. So this introduction can be between 3 and 5 minutes. If it's more, it's too much. It has to be really concrete. It has to be really, really easy to understand. Don't use like very fancy concepts, because maybe they won't understand. So make sure the speech is easy to understand and it's short. So from there, if this person is interested, then they will ask you questions. So most probably like, oh, and okay, so you do this and then you do this, and then they ask questions about what you do. If they ask questions, if they ask questions, they most likely are interested in what you do. So you have to keep answering. So I always teach, and I always talk about having your price super clear before these calls. So you start connecting with these people, but and actually this is something that we see in my course, that you need to know what is the price of your services. Because if you don't know, then probably you are losing opportunities to grow your business. Because if this in these calls they ask you for a price, then probably you will say, well, I need to just check what you need, and then the package, and then momentum is gone. And it's good to say numbers during a call, because then you can notice if they can pay or they cannot. So you don't waste another second call or sending a quote, and you are not with them to see numbers. If they are asking for prices, or you feel like you need to say some prices, then it's really, really important that you have the price clear. Because you can see, I mean, the person is in front of you in a call or whatever, or even like if it's a normal call, you can see how they react to the number that you said. It either can be, oh, that's great, that's in my budget, or I can work on it. Or maybe people will say, oh no, that's too expensive. You are too expensive. Don't take it personal. Pricing, it's really it's not subjective. It doesn't make sense. Like sometimes people can pay what you are asking. People will say you're really cheap, and some other people will say you're too expensive. And if you are too expensive, because they're not in the same level as you, and that economical level. So don't feel guilty, and don't try to keep the discounts, or don't try to go under your value. So you have to be really, really clear, like how much is this my price, and how much can I go down, or what can I add, so I convince them. But if you don't feel comfortable with the exchange, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say, I'm sorry, I mean, this is my business, this is what I charge, and if you're interested and you have the money, perfect. But if you don't, I mean, I completely understand. You can come back later and we can talk again. If they are interested and you kind of notice they agree with the price, then you send a quote, and then you follow up. So they are interested in you following up with them, and then maybe you have another call. And so don't be shy to ask questions. Don't be shy to tell to tell them if it's okay that you follow up. I think the most important in these calls when you're selling is to listen. So it's asking the right questions, and also listening to your potential client, what they are saying, in order for you to see if you have the solution for them. If you can actually have that answer that they are asking for when they are talking to you. This is in a call and in sales, it's I think it's really, really important. So they can talk about what they need and they can talk about what they think about your services, but you're already picking up hints of information where you see if they are interested or not, and how can you help them. That's really important. Maybe they think they need you, but maybe you don't have the solution, and it's okay to say, I don't think I can help you, or maybe you can help, but that's not part of your services. Also, that's okay. Okay, so also I have like a few pointers of how you can know they are not interested in your services. Like they are not interested in what you're saying. You need to cut the call and go somewhere else. Do your things, because your time is super important. And you have to respect yourself. You have to respect your time, because you have like certain amount of hours a day, and you need to know until when you can have those calls. So how can you know they are not interested? First, you have the introduction, and then they offer their services directly, or they ask you if you are interested in having the service that they provide, or your clients need the services they provide. So they're not interested in buying from you. They're interested in you buying from them. If they offer their services and you see that they're not interested in what you do, and then they're not interested. So it's okay to have a call, like super super quick call, because you're not gonna go anywhere. Another tip is that they don't ask any questions. They don't have anything to ask. So you have a really awkward conversation. You don't feel this flowing. You don't feel you can go somewhere. They don't have questions. You have questions, but maybe their answers is like yes, no, maybe. The conversation is not flowing. Then also it's okay to end the call. Another tip where you can see if he or she is interested in your services, it's if they talk a lot about themselves. But it's not about talking about themselves or their needs, because one thing is talking about their needs, and another is like they're talking about their services, how great they are, all the things they have done, and like it's on and on and on. Maybe you haven't even introduced yourself. Like maybe they haven't even let you introduce yourself in the conversation. They don't have any questions, so they talk and talk and talk. It's like it's okay also to tell them, thank you for the information, thank you for all this that you have told me. I have your contact, I know where to find you, so we can, if we have necessities for your services, I will contact you. So like for me, it's I in the beginning was really, I'm not gonna lie, it was weird, because I was talking to strangers, and also because I wanted to do everything by email. I can tell you, I don't like phone. I do everything via internet. When I start talking to people like through Zoom and having a calendar and things like that, so it was talking to strangers. So I needed to practice. I needed to go out from my comfort zone. I needed to ask the right questions. I needed to notice this information. So you practice, practice, practice. And so in the beginning, you can start talking to all the people that you want. And then later you can start like being more specific with people that you think they're gonna be, it's a better match. Now I have experience, and now I know where the call is going. So if I see it's not going anywhere, and they know are interested in buying from me, and I'm not interested in their services, like I have finished calls in 10 minutes. Yeah, I have told them, oh, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice to meet you. If I need someone like you, I let you know, and I have your contact. It's okay, because you have other things to do, and you have other plans, and time, it's just you have a certain amount of hours a day to work. And then also, if you are an entrepreneur, probably you do everything yourself. So I think it's really, really important to set boundaries in your calls. So it's like, if they're not interested in your services, if they don't know going to buy from you, and you are not going to buy from them, then it's fine to finish the call earlier. It's also the same for in-person meetings. Maybe it can be a little bit more difficult than an online, but set a time. It's not like you have a coffee and then you go there for 3 hours. You don't know if they're gonna buy from you. It's like I have 1 hour for the coffee and we talk and we say things, and in 1 hour I don't see this is going somewhere. Like I have to go, I have another meeting, or I have to go somewhere, I have work or whatever. So don't be afraid of ending those calls, those meetings earlier than you expected, because it's your time. It's a time that you can actually use for something else. If you want to learn more about how to have more calls, like sales calls, how to have more calls with potential clients, how to close the deal, then Formula CSC is for you. It's 3 steps where I teach you how to connect, how to sell with ease, and close the deal. It's just a sales process that is super simple, that is not complicated, and everything starts with the right strategy. So having the right strategy, having who are you connecting to, that we're going to talk about, we talk about that in the course, is the most important. Knowing who are you going to connect with, it's important. So maybe you are starting out and you want to practice your pitch, you want to practice selling, then you will take more calls with other people. When you are more advanced, when you know what you want, then really specific people that you want to connect. I teach you this. This is perfect, and this is great for people in the beginning and the intermediate or advanced. It's also online, so it's something that you connect with people online. So it's not that you calling again, but it's something that they consent. They consent to have a call with you. They consent to talk to you. That's a big deal. You don't have to just go out there talking to people on the phone and feeling weird. That's why it's like selling with ease, because it's not a complicated. It's not a complicated process. The thing about this formula is that probably you're gonna face a lot of false beliefs or blocks, but it's okay. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the right mindset, and we're gonna talk about how to make this process easier. And the process gets easier with practice. So you need to practice. This is it. This is my tips of how you can know if that potential client is interested in your services or not. Please, let's follow the conversation here in the comments, on the blog, on social media, YouTube, or in our podcast. Leave a review if you like what you're listening in this podcast, because reviews are really important for the platform where you're listening, so people can find us. And invite your friends also to this podcast. Thank you for today, and see you next time. Bye. Do you have a business but it doesn't have a clear beginning or an end? I can help you with giving a structure and a strategy to your business so you can see more money and recognition for your work and talent. I help business owners to monetize their talents and get faster to the dream goal with a perfect plan, a strategy. This is a simple step-by-step from step A to whatever you want to be in life.